then let's talk a little bit about your pedal board you're running here.
Yeah, yeah. The pedal board, basically, there's only like a couple of things. It's mostly, I've got the main thing here is this orange compressor.
Okay,
that I play on everything.
Like it.
It has some, like, you know, adds like some sustain.
Sure,
you know, and
yeah.
some,
yeah, it kind of wakes up the amp.
So I use that on everything, just all the time. And aside from that, it's all about gain. Like that. Sure. I don't even know what this red box is. It's got like it's got an M on it, but I have no idea. But it just makes it a little louder.
Yeah.
And then
the tube screamer.
Ibanez tube screamer, you gotta have.
Gotta have it.
You know, and if you want to play a solo and get crazy, then it's both of them at once. You know, so it's just a matter of getting louder and louder. And
sure.
Like, we need to get a little bit louder now. You know.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
all
aside
about
from
more.
that, yeah. And so besides that, I have a tremolo, which I use on certain, like, that's the kind of stuff, you know. I use that every once in a while. The this MXR Phase 90 I got for when we started doing Waiting for Columbus, because Paul Barrere played a lot of stuff, and so with phaser and with chorus, so I got it for like Fat Man in the Back Album.
Oh yeah, right.
So he always did that. And that was a sound he had on lots of stuff.
You
know?
Couldn't do that song without that tone.
Yeah, you know, it's just kind of cool. So I use that on several of his stuff where Paul had such an incredible part.
Yeah.
And this delay thing is interesting. I use it. It's got a tap thing, which I highly recommend.
Sure.
A tap thing. And what I do with it is when we play, in fact, on the record of Time Loves a Hero, I played this pencil. I was doing an arrangement for Bonnie Raitt, and I was writing out horn parts. And I did this line, and I wanted to hear what it sounded like, and I just went over and went, whoa, wait a minute, that's cool. So I use it on like, let's see, where are we at here? Wait a minute. Yeah. The settings are off a little bit, but I use it on Time Loves a Hero. You know, so that's it. And the other thing is a wah-wah pedal, which I never hardly ever use. But it's like, it's only like shits and giggles for that, you know.
Well, Fred, getting back to the pencil, so it's just a number 2 pencil somebody came up with in the studio with Bonnie Raitt, and that was, now it's part of your repertoire.
Yeah, because I just started playing with the pencil, and a friend of mine, Steve Ripley, who makes guitars, he used to make guitars, he said it was like guys that he played with a spoon, you know, and I'd never heard anybody do it, but apparently it was something that has been done before.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, it was just perfect percussion. You know?
So you've always got to have a number 2 pencil.
Got a whole bunch of them over there. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of them just in case.
Hey, here's that red one as well.
Let's take a picture
of
the
Bruce,
rest.
let's see that thing.
Here we go. Here we are. Yeah. I use this on either Atlanta, which Paul, like when I first got in the band, Paul said, "I'm not going to play slide on everything. You have to play slide on one song." So he said, "Learn Atlanta." So I played, and when Scott joined me, because Scott's one of the most premier slide players ever, you know. And I said, "Scott, you know, out of tradition, you know, let me play this one song in Atlanta." And he was like, "Sure, man, go right ahead." But let me grab his pick. like I said, on Atlanta, then I'll turn down here and I will crank up, you know, the compression and the volume. Voice go.
Right.
That's it.
Oh,
man.
that's great. That's
the other thing I use this guitar for is like when we do cold, 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 anything that's in an open tuning, you know, and I just like that. And so the action is not that high. It's high enough for slide, but it's not so high that you can't play regular guitar with it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's it for the red guy.
Okay, well that's
what I use it for. Now, and that's, you know, pretty much the whole dang deal.
Okay, well that segues really well into your pedal board.
Yeah, it does.
Let's talk about that compressor.
Okay.
What do you got going on? Okay, so that's the Analog Man. Just take us through the whole enchilada.
Well, this is by far the biggest pedal board I've ever had in my life. I mean, I grew up playing straight into a blackface Fender amplifier my whole career. And
really, with
well, that would have been with my band and like doing records and doing all kinds of stuff in my early years, playing in bars when I was a kid. It was always a Super Reverb, Deluxe, Princeton, whatever. And then when I was working with Greg Allman, he would sing very quietly. We were trying to get the stage volume down.
Yeah.
So then I started experimenting with pedals.
Sure.
And I was like, I got to try some of these overdrive pedals.
Yeah.
This is probably when I was in my early 30s or so. And now it's become this whole, you know, it's like once you're in the rabbit hole, it's just, I don't need to explain to anyone out there.
You're right.
The pedal rabbit hole. So I've been in it recently, and with Little Feet, again, we're back to Exhibit A, which is my sound, Paul's sound, Lowell's sound. How do I balance it from song to song? And that ratio changes depending on what song it is.
Sure.
So the tuner, as I say, the only pedal I need to do a gig.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a non-negotiable.
Especially when I'm playing a Gibson, you know, it's like if one thing's gonna, you know, but being a G string, it's like I'm tuning every song.
Yeah.
The compressor is something that our man Analog Mike made for me, and he is just, everything he makes is brilliant sounding.
So is it essentially two compressors in one?
Well, this has been the kind of linchpin in where I've gotten with this. It's a Ross and an orange squeezer compressor, one on each side. And I've set it to what I think is unity gain, what sounds like unity gain to me. In the studio, Lowell would use two 1176 compressors.
Right.
Live, he would use two the MXRs, which I don't know if Fred has one now. He used to have one. Now he has an orange squeezer, but it's the little, you know, the little red or orange compressor.
Yeah.
I think Bonnie was using those forever too. So that to me, that's Little Feet slide. Open A for Lowell, open G for Paul, unity gain. And the second you do that, it's just like, and then also like Bonnie, it has that kind of sound.
Yeah.
And you can push it in the direction of like Ry Cooder and David Windley. It's that California slide shit.
Yeah.
To me, that's the sound of it, is that really over-compressed, long sustained, but clean.
Yeah.
So it's not too distorted. This next pedal is, there's only two of these that exist. So Charlie Martinez, who I've been working with for over 20 years, he's my producing and engineering partner. He made this. There he is. What, we got to get to work? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Okay.
Kenny Gradney, everyone.
Hey.
He made this for me. Charlie Martinez did, who does front of house for us as well. And it's a Klon on the right side, and you can pick. I always have it on the transistor. This is not the germanium. It's the silicone. Is that what that is? I don't know. You could ask Charlie about it if you want to. He built it. And then the other side is a boost that it's based on some kind of MXR booster or something.
Okay.
And the MXR booster I very rarely use. I use that on like bridge pickup with the single coils sometimes, but that's for when I'm playing standard tuning. I use that for solos all the time. And I've tried them all, man, and I think Charlie built the best one. I'm like knocked out by it. Then these two are, of course, Strymon stuff, and their stuff is just incredibly well built and beautiful sounding. This is a new thing I got. It's their Leslie pedal. and it's the best one I've found yet. And this next thing they made, the Flint, has become another essential thing for me. I don't know what's going on with the spring reverb. I have all these old Fender amps with beautiful spring reverb, but their spring reverb sounds better than the spring reverb in all my old amps. So I don't know what it does.
And you're not getting that big.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And then the tremolo is beautiful. I mean, I've never been a guy who's used digital reverb until I found that. And then when I heard it, I A-B'd it with a bunch of old stuff, and it's just the best. So that's basically it. And then the MXR has been modded by the Analog Man, the Phase 90.
Yeah, what did they do with that? They added a switch and
it sounds,
another...
It's kind of like a mix between a Univibe and a Phase 90. I don't know what he did to it, but it's gnarly and funky.
Yeah, great.
That one I use on, you know, tunes like where I want to get some of Paul's standard tuning sound, like Time Loves a Hero and Skin It Back, when he has that funky phase sound.
Yeah.
You know? That's about. Oh, and this is another Klon copy. It's a backup one, but it's a beautiful sounding one.
Okay, and that's not even in the.
It's not in the chain.
And then the tone bone.
That's also out of the chain.